Hello everybody, I'm Jason.
I'm Louie.
Welcome to Sin City Living, and we're bringing you today's episode of Crossfire. As always, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content coming out for you guys every single day. You don't want to miss a thing. And as usual, our shout out to our patrons. We appreciate all those tips and support. We're just going to use it to make the channel better, add more games. We've never taken a dime out of that account. And we're hoping to be able to add some more games as soon as possible. To do it right is going to cost a lot of money, and we only want to do it right, so it could be a little while, but we'll get there eventually. If you're curious about the patronage or curious about how you can help us hit that goal faster, go ahead and check the description of the video down below. No pressure. We appreciate you guys just tuning in and watching these videos. We absolutely love doing them for you guys. We do hope all the patrons are appreciating those patron only exclusive videos we put out for you guys every single week. And if anybody has any suggestions or questions about anything casino, Vegas, craps, baccarat, pagao, blackjack related, anything, Louie's personal life, anything you want us to film, just email us at sincityliving@gmail.com. We're more than happy to shoot those videos for you guys. We have to use your personal life. I'm married, so
They're gonna find a lot of nothing.
Otherwise, but at least he has a lot of it. So otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into today's video. And today's video is a subject that is fairly close to Louie's heart. So this one is going to primarily be his. He's got a lot of input on this one. We came up in different ways through the casinos and had different support groups. So some things hit us a little bit differently. So Louie wants to talk about
Nerves.
And he's not talking about getting on my last.
Yeah. I'm running real thin over here. All right, but nerves. When you're first breaking in the business, even if you're not first breaking into the business, you're moving up onto that next step. Maybe you're working at a different casino. Maybe you're dealing a game you haven't dealt in a long time.
Audition at a high-end place that you've been thinking about getting to for 5 years in your career.
Yeah.
Because you were sweating bullets, brother.
I cried on my way over there.
Did you?
I did.
I told you it was a slam dunk.
I cried on my way over there. But yeah, thank goodness I got it.
But yes, nerves. Absolutely.
Okay.
The nervousness.
So,
before he tells you how to deal with nerves, I do want to give one little example. The very first place I went to work at, I had not actually completed the dealing school course. I had only gone 4.5 weeks through the dice course, and it was usually a 12-week course.
Yeah.
I was sent there as a practice audition, and they hired me on the spot. I looked at it as like, oh, it's a practice. I get to see what auditions like. They hired me on the spot. And then my thinking was, well, I can either keep going to school and learning, or I can actually make money every day and learn. I wasn't going to make a lot. I only plan to stay there for a few weeks. So I was taking 10-minute breaks, because I would always come back 10 minutes early and stand behind the box and watch the table so I could see all the bets that were being made all the time to help calm my nerves before I actually tapped in and had to deal with all those bets. So yeah, nerves. They hit everybody.
They hit everybody. For those of you who deal dice, those of you especially, you'll know, because dice is not like any other game. Okay, it's just not.
It is the most nerve-wracking. Guys, I'm one of the cockiest SOBs to walk the face of the planet. Trust me, you got nerves. You get nervous.
I will say, unless maybe you've been learning single zero or something, and you're finally going to go deal SR, I'd say that's a different kind of animal.
But that. Well, that can be nerve-wracking too.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But blackjack and stuff like that.
Well, even blackjack, I'd say, it's your first time, maybe, you auditioned, you passed your audition, you work, you had like a really rough day at work, and then you're dealing to the local crowd, and you're scared, you're nervous, because you're getting shots taken at you. You got people screaming and yelling at you, calling you all kinds of names, trying to bully you on the table. There's different ways to deal with that. So like Jason said, when he started dealing dice, he wasn't even through with the course. Well, I started dealing dice when I was in the first week of the course. I never played the game, never watched the game, never did know anything about the game. Even when I was at the dealer school, if you did not have that game, you were not allowed to go near the table. Okay? It was very structured, very organized. So the first week into it, I've told the story before. I just got thrown on the game because they had to send somebody home and they needed somebody to go deal dice. Well, after that day, I was very scared, very nervous to go deal, to the point of I would feel like nauseous and sick to my stomach before work. I would sit in the car thinking like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. And I doubted myself, like, do I want to be in this business? Do I want to deal that game? I just want to, I don't want to touch that game anymore. Let me just keep dealing the other games.
Can I interject real quick?
Go ahead.
That is super common, by the way. I would say when I was teaching, and I would talk to my students after they finished the course, and actually talking to people that went through the course when I did and started dealing when I did, I would say it's at least 50%, if not more,
Right.
of brand new dice dealers within their first month question whether or not they want to deal craps or actually quit dealing craps.
Right.
It's super, super, super common.
We all know those people who took dice, where they're like, yeah, I learned dice, I know dice, but I'm never going to deal it. I don't want to deal it. And they'll hide the fact that they know the game because they don't ever want to get thrown on it, because it's a scary game.
They let themselves get intimidated in the first month and quit before they develop the confidence.
Right.
Get past that first month, you develop the confidence, and it becomes your favorite game to deal.
Right.
But if you quit within that first month, quit dealing dice within that first month, you'll never build that confidence, and that's the ones that refuse to deal it.
Right. Well, how did I try psyching myself up first? Music. Tried listening to music, trying to hype myself up. It worked for a while. But once you get there, it's like, oh my god, another bad day, another bad day. The local crowd is vicious. Okay, they're vicious.
They know it's a break-in. They know you're new. They
Right.
know they can take shots.
Well, one day,
And they all think they're high rollers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one day I was kind of nervous. I guess I was a little shaky and just fumbling and all kinds of. Well, one day this dealer, he was an old school dealer from the Horseshoe back in the day. He's an older man, and he says, "Hey, let me talk to you." He goes, "That nervousness. Why don't you we used to do this back." He goes, "We used to do this back in the day when you first break in, because when they broke in, it was worse than what we were. They were dealing on bird games.
Oh.
25-cent games with 20 people on a game, and more, if not more. Basically, if you can get your money on the game, you got to bet."
Yeah, if I could size myself right into your pocket, that's fine, as long as I'm making a bet.
You're right, exactly. And 25 cents. And at the Horseshoe, there was no minimums or no maximums either. It was depending on what your initial bet was. So if you came in betting like 5,000 right off the bat, your limit's going to be probably upwards of like 20,000 or something like that. It really depends, but that's how they did it back in the day. So you'll have somebody playing 25 cents here, and then right next to the guy, you'll maybe have a guy playing like 5,000 or something like that. Well, he tells me, he goes, "I know it's not the thing to do now anymore, but why don't you take a couple shots before you come in?" I said, I'm like
We are
couple
not
shots.
we are not advocating this for those new dealers
Right.
who are watching this.
Well, this is what I did, okay? He goes, and not this is not for everybody, okay? I'm not saying, oh, every day I come in hammered to work. that wasn't the case. But he tells me, yeah, just take, you don't, he tells me the exact, he says, don't come in hammered, don't come in, tipsy or drunk, just take a shot, warm yourself up a little bit, and calm your nerves, loosen up a little bit, get over it, and then you'll be fine.
I mean, I can see the effectiveness of it, absolutely.
So I think for the first month or two after he told me that, I'd take a shot, maybe I'd have a couple beers and then go to work or something like that. I'd just loosen up a little bit, And I wouldn't get hammered, and I wouldn't drink to the point where I got near, yeah, just one shot, maybe two shots or beer or two, about 2 hours before work, and then go to work, just loosen up a little bit, calm the nerves, relax. And then, like I said, another one was music. Listen to a lot of music. And then when I got to the joint I'm at now, which is, it's a very high-end place, I cried on the way to the audition. Oh, I cried. I drove in the car, listening to music, trying to hype myself up. And the funny thing was, I was here practicing beforehand, Nervous as all hell.
We knew he had it in the bag.
I was nervous as all hell. And, doubts. Just the nerves get to you. They really do. Especially at a place like that. Because I had no business being at a place like that. The places like
He's
that.
full of it.
Places like that, you need years and years and years and top-notch years of experience and skill level.
They are typically 5 to 10 years of experience in order to get to those sorts of places. However, there are a lot of dealers with 5 to 10 years of experience that have the comparable skill levels, in my view and in Louis' view, of a one-year dealer.
Right.
They have the skill levels where they should have been at 1 year, not at 10, 15 years.
Agreed.
So while time does matter, much more matters as far as your general attitude,
Right.
how hard you worked, and how much effort you've put into it up to that point. You can be at a 10-year skill level
Oh, yeah.
after 2 years. It's extremely rare, but it absolutely is possible. Louis is one of those rare ones that absolutely does hit that. So he had every business being there. He was recommended to go there by a floor that was there, okay? So he had every business being there, and every single person told him he had that in the bag. I told him it was a done deal. Unless he went in there and tripped over the stick and face planted the table, he had the job. I knew he did. I guaranteed he did. I told him that multiple times.
But
It
the
was in the
nerves.
bag, but the nerves.
But the nerves, they get to you. So, but like I said, I listened to music. I cried. I tried hyping myself up, but
By music, I hope you don't mean stuff like let the bodies hit the floor or something, because that probably wouldn't have relaxed you any.
oh no, I might have been listening to Pantera or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's relaxing.
Yeah, of course. No, something to hype me up. And then when I got there, you fake it till you make it. I faked confidence. Ugh. That's another way you could deal with nerves. You just fake it. Fake it till you make it. You look nervous, or you feel you feel nervous, but you think, okay, well maybe if I act like I know what I'm doing, you'd be surprised how far that gets you.
A big part of being really good, not at dealing, at just about any skill that you have in or any job, is confidence, bordering on arrogance. There is a difference between confident and arrogant. Sadly, I tend to fall on the wrong side of that, but there is a difference between confidence and arrogance. And when you're confident and you project confidence, it makes a huge difference. I auditioned at a place not too long ago where they were private auditions. It wasn't a live game because the place wasn't open yet, and it wasn't even a floor. It was like one of the department directors that was doing the audition, and then some of the floors and some of the other directors.
Right.
So they put me on craps because I told them that's my primary game. So
Right.
they put me on craps. They put me on bass first, and I actually made a mistake. Because this person was literally betting every bet. One person.
Right.
Line bet, field bet, come bet, don't come bet, don't pass bet. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit of everything. And they were directly to my right, right next to base. And on one of the rows, I forgot to travel the don't come. And she mentioned it. She's like, don't forget to travel, don't come. And I looked down and went, oh yeah, I did miss that, didn't I? And I traveled it over. That was it. I was projecting so much confidence and almost boredom with what I was. In fact, I was holding a conversation with her while I was dealing, that they had me do 3 rolls. I did 3 rolls of the dice, one of which I made a mistake on. And they never had me go on stick. They never asked me any questions about any payouts.
Right.
I did 3 rolls, and they said, let's go do your new hire paperwork.
Nice.
Project confidence. If she'd have said, you forgot to travel, don't come, and I'd have fallen apart. Sorry. That would have made a huge difference.
Oh yeah.
But I just went, oh yeah, I did forget that, didn't I? Whoops. And I moved it over.
Right.
I acted like it was no big deal, because in the grand scheme of things, it is no big deal.
Right.
And I acted like I'm so confident in my abilities that I can go, oh yeah, I did miss that, because to me, missing that is just so easy that I shouldn't have, but
Right.
also no big deal, I got it.
What happens?
And project confidence.
Right.
You have to be confident. They don't want to put people on the tables that are projecting fear.
Oh.
Because,
You're
like
shot
he
magnet.
said, these locals and regulars are predators. You don't want to project prey. You want to project even battered ass predator.
Oh yeah.
I generally will be projecting on the table of you don't want to get in a dispute with me. Don't tell me how to do my job.
Right.
And that's what you want to project. If I'm projecting absolute terror, they don't want to put me on the table.
Right.
But if I'm projecting absolute confidence, it doesn't matter if I screwed up.
There you go. Right. Exactly.
I did. I remember that. It was the don't come. I forgot to travel it. After traveling the other ones.
You got anything else to add?
I do not. I mean,
As of right now, I don't think I do either.
Just dealing with the nerves, there's a lot of different ways to deal with the nerves. I'd say the biggest thing is to understand the nerves. To understand that you have the nerves, you're going to have the nerves. Everybody's going to have the nerves. Some people have them lesser degrees than others.
Yeah.
One of my auditions was extremely nerve-wracking, but I was most nervous after I got hired there, when I would be going up literally every break. So it wasn't just when I went to work, but it was 7 times throughout the day. I was absolutely terrified going up to the table.
Yeah.
My other 2 auditions, I actually had no nerves, but it was just by sheer luck. One of them was I was auditioned directly after finishing a shift dealing that game. I worked graveyard and then I went and auditioned. So I spent 8 hours dealing the game and then went to audition. So at that point, dealing the game, it was just like the 9th hour. So it was like, okay, just another shift, no big deal. And then the next audition, the one I just told you guys about, I had confidence because I didn't care if I got the job or not, because I was just looking for 1 or 2 days a week as a supplemental income, and it didn't matter to me. So I had absolutely
no fear.
No fear. Not to mention the location actually helped. It was very familiar to me. But just everyone's going to have nerves for different reasons.
Oh yeah.
You just have to understand that you're going to have those nerves, and you have to understand that you cannot let those nerves dictate to you what's going to happen.
Agreed.
Do your nerves control you, or do you control your nerves?
Right. Exactly.
And figure out ways to deal with them. How have you dealt with nerves the rest of your life? When you're scared of something. You were probably scared the first time you rode a bike. You're probably scared the first time you went mountain climbing, rappelling, skydiving, for those of you that have done stuff like that. But even the most basic stuff of jumping into the deep end of the pool.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Jump into the, first time you went swimming in the ocean. First time you drove on the freeway.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you had these nerves for everything. How did you deal with it? How did you deal with it, and how were you successful afterwards? And that's the thing to remember, is that every time you've had these nerves, you got past it, and the other side was always better.
Oh yeah.
So,
agreed.
Just deal with it.
Just deal with it, yeah.
Like you said, suck it up, Buttercup.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe buttons. Otherwise, I'm sending him after you. Don't make him come across this table. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye now.